Yeah, how can I not get hit as a bird? is that a good enough?
Hey, pressure, whenever it's taking that space, it's hard. So the only way for you to make it work is whenever he's taking this step in order to create space, which he does really well, is if you stay here, then you're at his kicking range, right? Yes. So whenever you're punching and he's stepping back, then you have to stay right there, okay? So you're not letting him use that range. But whenever he's there, if you stay, that's it.
What I was just wondering is, to stop the exchange, to come out, but how would you use Savate for the entry? So from we're this range here.
Like you did?
Yeah, no, for me.
Oh, for you?
To try and nullify.
If he's going for a kick, right there, boom, you're faking, boom, 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 right there, and then you go.
You know when you were saying about the scoop?
Yeah.
And everything has to be all on the same beat, right?
Yeah.
Because it can't be 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's right. So we're here, you right away. So you take, you go.
Yeah.
And if that's the other leg, or flag, doesn't matter, bum, bum, you can go, right away, one movement, or...
Yeah, because...
But then you have to be right there, because for him to be able to kick, that's it. See, he needs the space right here, so you got to keep pressure.
For an art that's primarily a kicking art, I've noticed every time you get into this, you nullify it so that neither of you can kick now. And then when you break...
Yeah, because what I'm trying to do is punch, right? So I'm trying to break his distance. Like, I don't want to be out there where he's good, he's comfortable, he has too many tools.
Yes.
Okay, and if I didn't play with this, I don't know what to expect.
Right.
Okay, but I know that if I'm here, then I'm good, because he cannot kick. That doesn't mean that he might not be able to punch, but at least I'm taking that away.
So where do you think Savate's got the name then for being a kicking art?
Because it was for a very long time. However, in 1822 they put the boxing.
Can you speak with that at the end and a bit of history on the bladed shoes for the sailors? Is that correct?
This is legend that I heard.
This is what interests me from
and just kicking with boots. I mean, people were wearing boots to kick with, and you don't stop a boot.
No.
Right? So I think like Savate as a sport really evolved with the understanding of punching and annihilating those distances.
But the origination is from the 1800s, you say?
Yes, so it was codified in 1800. Like in 1870s, then all the techniques were described, all the punching. The first punches were introduced by someone called Lecourt in 1822.
Yes.
So English boxing techniques, from the... Queensberry, yeah.
Yes.
And then they just put it together. And when you look at what punches were, in 1870, Charlemagne made this, which is still now, like the Bible of Savate, and you can see those punches,
Yeah.
Excellent.
The kicking. The kicking art, and I've read, where it was on ships.
Yeah.
And that's why the footwork was so important and why the balance was so important. But it kind of just been on ships where they were fighting, or is that...
In the street. So it originated in the street. There's different schools. Yeah, there was people in the south of France, Marseille. There were Marseille being a port. People were so
it hasn't changed much.
But there were currents, and the most important one were the one in the big cities, because it was it was like street fighting techniques put together as a self-defense mean. That's what Charlemagne did in 1870s.
Right. It's crazy. It is amazing.
And there's also like a stick, like cane fighting that developed at that time, which I'm not familiar with, but it was the same idea. But someone visionary just came up with, okay, this is there, I've seen it, it exists, it's been documented. I'm going to put it together, I'm going to make a system, I'm going to have people coming, and so they can defend themselves.
We had that in the UK with like James Figg. James Figg had the pugilistic on the was it the Old Kent Road or somewhere, I can't remember. But he had that, and he used to teach the cudgel. the broadsword and the stick.
Yeah.
They use the same thing.
Really?
Ah, the French and the English.
So,
two
and
alike.
you can see, I mean, what I think is like the difference between, you know, canne, la canne, and bâton, which is the long, the staff. The canne was more, you know, like a street, city oriented, while bâton was more of a countryside type of fighting because it was long. You know, it's the one thing that you carry when you were a compagnon, you know, working from one place to another. You know, that's always how you carry your thing, and you know, that became a weapon. With,
Wow.
so
It's a fascinating art.
France are you from? Where?
I'm from Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Yeah.
I haven't been there.
Southwest.
No.
It's nice.
No, yeah, the sex look.
Very, very good. I mean, my coach was one of the best coach. Is
Really?
Franco DiGuglielmo. Came from Paris, and you know, he came in at a time where he had a different vision than everybody else, and you know, that's really when, like in the late '80s, when Savate started fighting, coming from just like a kicking art that was known for its, you know, kicking ability and development to something that was really including, you know, boxing with it, and so it became more of a more fluid type of fighting combination art.
Yes.
And it looks, I mean, the reason why it looks like now today is because, you know, people were also boxing at the time, but that really started changing in, you know, like mid 80s.
Yeah. Yeah, I first started reading about it in 81, 1980, 81, and then obviously with the Ino Santo thing, and then it was like, so I used to call it Savate, because I thought it was like karate, and I was like, yeah, Savate, and then it sounds French, doesn't it? It said Savate, and I went, that doesn't sound as French as I'd like it to sound, you know?
Back in the 80s, though, Royal State, there was nowhere to be seen other on e-books.
Yes.
I need to see visually. I never saw it.
Yeah, I used to see it and I went, I'll never get my leg up that high. I'll never look that good in one of those.
Well, the uniform, a lot of people don't like the uniform, you know. It might be something that's actually changing a little bit, like they starting pro division.
Uniform, is it because when you kick there's no impossible
Nothing to
get
grab?
caught up or grab? Why is the uniform?
I think it's in terms of aesthetics, you know, in order to judge and see the extension and the hips, so it's easier to see, and it's also very difficult to catch as well.
Or you won't get nothing caught.
Yeah.
And
So I think it's
most
both.
importantly, it's sexy as hell.
Oh yeah, I love it, as you can see. That's why I wear it all the time.
Underneath this?
Right?
Underneath this? I'm
Always.
Even when I don't do Savate.
That was beautiful.